Have much more on Charlie Kirk's death and that investigation, but right now we have some breaking news out of Raleigh. Lawmakers are now discussing legislative action following the murder of Ukrainian refugee Irina Zaretska here in the Queen City. Let's take a listen.
From ever happening again in this state, and so we're still in the homework stage, finding out how this specific case happened. But from what we can tell so far, this was largely as a result of somebody being released from a jail who should not have been released from a jail. An individual who had a violent history, a convicted felon, had multiple charges, clearly had mental health issues, had multiple interactions with Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, and somehow was allowed to walk out of the jail by a magistrate by simply signing a written promise to appear. Again, when all those facts were known, or certainly should have been known at the time. And so we've got to get to the bottom of how it happened in this case, and we're looking at a number of possible legislative actions to take, reforming various issues with our magistrates, with pretrial conditions of release, which we'll talk about more in just a moment. But I'll also say again, it's a solemn day for us. Many of the folks who work in this building actually knew Charlie Kirk, and a lot of the folks who, a lot of staff members, frankly, actually literally worked for him in the past, knew him personally, and so he was an incredible advocate for the conservative cause. And what we saw in Utah is really something that should never happen in this country. And it's the same thing for the Charlotte murder. That's not the kind of thing that should happen in this country, and especially cannot happen in North Carolina. So I can tell you that we at the General Assembly, we're going to take all action that we need to prevent those things in the future. So I'm going to turn this over now to Chairman Whatley, and I'll come back up in a moment and answer some questions about our proposed legislation.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As we think about Charlie Kirk, and his loss, which was just yesterday, what comes to my mind was a quote from 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. And in Charlie's case, that was certainly true. And so, yes, this is a tough day because of what happened 24 years ago, because of what happened in North Carolina in the last several weeks, and because of what happened 24 hours ago in Utah. This is the kind of conversation that we should not have to have in this country.
All right, you're just listening there to lawmakers discussing legislative action after the deadly light rail stabbing, and they also discussed the death of Charlie Kirk out of Utah, basically saying right now the violence needs to end. We will definitely have much more coverage on what's going on, the action that they're going to be taking there in Raleigh on Queen City News at 4.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.